So in this next tutorial we're going to look at how we can use HDR Light Studio as a tool to quickly light our car in a studio setting, and it's a much quicker way to do it than it is placing lights manually like in the previous tutorials, but we can show you how this works and how we can set it up. So what we want to do is go to our default environment, and we have this selected, and then we can go to HDR Light Studio, and then we can go to edit and load settings. And what that'll do is open up our HDRI Light Studio window, and then we can see here that we have our default gradient background light. And first of all, we don't need this, so what we can do is just delete it, and that'll make everything black. And what we can do now is pick let's try and move this out of the way so you can see the car at the same time. We can pick a gradient light, and then you can see that this will now appear in the HDRI. So you can see there's our gradient light that's been placed, and that's now reflecting onto the car. So what we can do is we can back into our camera, and we can go to our materials, and what we'll do is just set this to invisible. So turn visibility for the sphere off, and we'll perhaps drop this exposure down to 1. And then what we can do is play around with these settings here. So maybe it's better if we move it over here. What we want to achieve is something similar like we already made. So I'm just going to turn off our denoiser, and then we can go into our light settings, which we have here. And first, you can play around with a gradient, or you can actually rotate it. So for now, I'm just going to rotate it, and that'll be 180 degrees, so our gradient is more at the top, and then we can sort of fine-tune our gradient to get something similar. So we'd maybe make it a bit wider and a little bit thinner. And already you can see how quickly we've got a light that looks something, that took quite a bit of time, trial and error to place. And actually, if we go to our materials, and we go back to our HDR Light Studio, and we can move this up here for ease of use, we can find here that it has a light paint option. If you turn this on, you can now shift click anywhere inside your scene to place a light, and this one will do a rim painting. So now you can see sort of on the rim of the car this nice light, or we can change this to reflection painting, and then we can pick where we want on the car our gradient to go, which is fantastic. It's really easy to use, and of course we can move it around the front of the car, something like that, and look, you already have a really nice reflection. And you can just build up over time with some different variations of light. So maybe we can make our rim light now. So what I'll do is add a round light, and then just over here select rim painting, and then just click on the back of the car, and already see we have sort of a nice rim light going there. So maybe we can increase the height and the width a little bit, maybe too much, so 25, and there we have a nice sort of rim light going across the car. And again, you can make another gradient light, and back to reflection painting, and then maybe just try and get a nice shape reflection on the front here. So we can always bring down the height, and of course, to get that nice gradient on the right side, we can rotate it 180 degrees. And you can see already that this is starting to look pretty nice, and so we can go ahead and then add a light to light up the front. So we can go to illumination painting, and then we can just click on the front of the car, maybe boost up the brightness a little bit, 300 or even more. Try 600. And then just try and find an area where we can place this, and I think maybe we can go up to 25 and 25, and maybe even higher. So we have some light in the front of the car, perhaps light up the back. So again, we can actually duplicate this light, and then quickly place something along the side here. And what I'll do is there's an option to make it a half, so you can cut the light in half just so you get a sort of nice sharper line, and maybe we can increase the width a little bit and bring the height down. So you have something like this, and of course you can still use standard VRED lights, you know, just in case you need to add, you know, a couple of spots here and there. So we can also try and maybe light up the wheels, but this one I find is always a bit tricky, and I prefer to use normal lights, but you know, you have a good idea, and you know, perhaps we can add just a bit more light on the side of the car here, and just, you know, dial in the size of the light and things like this, so you know, we can get a really nice result very fast. And maybe we can bring out the width all the way. And you know, it's just trying to find a sort of area on the car that can give you a nice reflection. So this one's not looking good, so we can just delete it. And then maybe we can just brighten up our original light to say something like 400. And then perhaps we can move it up a little bit so there's a bit more light on the car, something like this. And you know, for 5 minutes that's already looking pretty good, and you know, you can always refine it further, and once you've done that you can just render out your HDRI. So you know, it has orientation as thread already. You can leave it like that, and you can choose your size. So what I'll just do is give it a width of say 8192, make it 8K format. We can have HDR, and then just leave everything as default, and then we can just save it as, you know, Studio Test HDR, and then you can press render, and then once that's rendered out, you'll now have a high resolution HDRI in your scene. So maybe we can add in our ground plane. We can perhaps hide our shadow plane, something like this. And yeah, of course you can play around with the camera settings, maybe give it a nice blue tint again, and then we can play around with the exposure value, make it boost it a little bit, say 1.5, maybe go a little bit more, 2, and you can play around with your filmic settings or whatever tone mapping you're using. You can add contrast in there, but I usually prefer to leave that with the tone mapping, or just add it in post. And just move our floor up. And one thing you have to make sure is to turn off light painting if you want to select something in the scene, as that will then change your HDRI. Now you can see our reflection has gone. So if we go back into HDR Light Studio, we could just undo, and then you see I'll get our reflection there, but that will actually then replace again the HDRI that we rendered out, so just be careful there. And yeah, we can move our ground up, car sit a little better, and of course then we can play around with our camera settings and, you know, make it a little bit more interesting. But I think what we have now is pretty good, so we can leave it like that. And yeah, as I said, HDRI Light Studio, or HDR Light Studio, is a very, very useful tool. There's a lot more depth that you can go into, especially with creating light looks. So, you know, you could set up different studio lighting, and then, you know, you could sit down, for example, with a client or yourself and decide which one you like best. So I hope that's a good taster of what you can get from HDR Light Studio. So we'll see you in the next one.